Hello, and welcome back. This time I'll be reviewing Transformers Season 2. Transformers in Season 2 is very much I think is what people have the core of the idea of the Transformers in today's poposphere. What people think what Transformers are, just fighting fighting the Decepticons on Earth, over resources and stuff like that. And just back and forth on modern day Earth, or 1985, as it were. But, excuse me. Excuse me. I apologize. But Season 2 really takes off with a brand new opening. Probably my favorite opening of the whole series, with different twists on the music and really kind of neat animation. But wasn't that the whole kind of premise of the 80s cartoon back then, that the opening animation was far superior than the whole show combined? But enough of that stuff. Here we go. Transformers Season 2. Episode 17, Autobot Spike, written by Donald F. Glut. First episode of the season, surprisingly, a kind of a dark twist on the Frankenstein idea of using spare Autobot parts to use as a spare body while your body is being repaired in the process. But it is Spike whose mind is translated into the body while his consciousness is absent from his fleshy body. Yeah. 18, personal favorite, Changing Gears. It's a really kind of neat, funny episode where Gears, the ornery Autobot, pessimistic, probably the biggest stick in the mud in the group, he gets reprogrammed by Decepticons and becomes the most kind of happy-go-lucky person that there is. Really funny one. 19, City of Steel. Changing Gears, written by Larry Parr. I apologize. 19, City of Steel, written by David Y. Not David Y, derp. Douglas Booth. City of Steel is a neat one. Basically just Optimus finds himself in an awkward situation against Decepticons while his body parts, while he was destroyed, being used to make other creatures. Quite odd. 20, Attack the Autobots. First one written by David Y. He's probably the best writer throughout the whole series. Attack the Autobots. Don't really remember that one. 21, Traitor. Traitor's an interesting one where I believe it was Brawn that is suspicious about Mirage being a double spy for the Decepticons, and the Insecticons getting there and getting some nasty three-way business between the three factions and the subgroup faction. That was written by George Hampton and Mike Moore. 22, The Immobilizer by Earl Kress. This is one of the ones that kind of stampled onto Wheeljack being more dangerous to himself than his inventions are to the Decepticons. He creates this device that immobilizes you. Anything that's animate becomes this kind of imperturbalized stasis-like stone, and any objects can be in that. It's just automatic suspended animation. Kind of fun. What the hell's going on? 23, Autobot Run by Donald F. Glut. Don't remember. Sorry. 24, Atlantis Arise by Douglas Booth. I love this episode. This is a great episode in which there's a fun tidbit with Megatron and the statue of Abraham Lincoln. Fun interaction there. Fun hijinks that goes in that episode. Enjoy that one. That was a great one. 25, Dave the Machines by David Wise. Cannot remember what the fuck happened in that episode. I apologize. Sorry, I keep on saying David Wise is the best one, but I keep on forgetting his episodes. I guess it's good, I presume. 26, Enter the Nightbird by Silka Wilson and Richard Milton. This was a neat one. This is kind of ones where I'm like, roll my eye episodes that Japan made a super robot that's a ninja, and the Decepticons use it against the Autobots. It's just one of those things that, a human robot is in comparison of a super alien technology. That stuff kind of pisses me off, that you have the gall to think that these humans have any chance against these far superior beings that are the Transformers. It's ridiculous, but it's not that bad of an episode. Kind of fun that. 26, A Prime Problem. 27, A Prime Problem by Dick Roberts and Bryce Malek. Dolph Malek. A Prime Problem, nothing really too special going on that one. Because I can't remember. I guess I'm going to fly around these. 28, The Core by Des Marks, don't remember that one. 29, The Insecticon Syndrome by Douglas Booth. This one, I believe the Insecticons get this certain type of energy and they become giant, and they become this very strong, imposing force. Episode 30, Dinobot Island, Part 1 by Donald F. Glut, and Dinobot Island Part 2 by Donald F. Glut. This was a fun one because anything that has the Dinobots is gold. 32, The Master Builders by David N. Gullipt, I think I pronounced that right, and Herb Engelhart. I believe this is the one where Hoist and Grapple build their own solar machine to collect Energon, and the Destructicons manipulate them in helping them build it. I believe that was that one. 33, Auto Berserk by Antonio Zalewski. This one, I believe, is that when one of the Decepticons used invisible spray to get inside the Autobots' regenerators and reprogram them to evil. That was a weird one. 24, Microbots by David Wise. Now this is a great one. This is a great episode between Perceptor and I think Brawn are really duking out. Brawn's being a real prick in this one, but the funniest one, this is the first time we ever see a robot get drunk off Energon, like Megatron, and that was quite fun. 35, Megatron's Master Plan, Part 1 by Donald F. Glut. This is a pretty big one where Megatron creates this massive conspiracy against the Autobots, which is quite neat. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was a fun one. And of course, there's 36, Master Plan Part 2 by Donald F. Glut. It's a continuation of that. No spoilers, but it was quite fun. 37, Desertion of the Dinobots Part 1 by Earl Kress, and Desertion of Dinobots Part 2 by Earl Kress. This one is quite fun. The Dinobots really do find themselves in a situation of their destructive behavior conflicting with the protocols of the Autobots and their things, so that they're not too what's the term I'm looking for? They're not fit. They don't have much finesse in battle. They're very reckless. They're the demolition team that comes in, and the other Autobots come in to pick up the pieces of what they did. 39, Blaster Blues by Larry Strauss. Blaster is a meh type character. I didn't really care for him first, but he really did grow on me. I really was like, oh, I hate you, Blaster. You're so useless. I think it was Blaster and Cosmos in this episode as well. And here's a little nitpick about the things about Transformers. I know it was to sell toys, but, it's always to sell toys, but at least have some courtesy to have an introduction episode for the characters. It's like most of these characters that come in, say like Power Glide, Track, Smokescreen, all the next wave of characters that came in Season 2, really felt they were just retconned in. They have no, like say they weren't flying from Cybertron, they were always on the ship with them, but never seen before. They were just retconned in. I wish they did have an introductory episode, as they do in Beast Wars, but, I don't think I'm asking for too much. But fuck, this is 20 plus years old. Okay, episode 40, A Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court by Douglas Booth. How silly this episode is, but it is awesome. It is fantastic. This was very much a clash of science fiction and fantasy, but it really worked well. It was very funny, and there's very awesome moments in the whole episode overall. Episode 41, The Golden Lagoon by Dennis Marks. This is one where I get probably one of my favorite pacifists of Transformers. That would be Beachcomber. He's a geologist, and I really do find he finds a great character one. In episodes, most or not, Transformer will get a personal episode by himself, a character episode, which I do enjoy that. Episode 42, The God Gambit by Buzz Dixon. Now this is a great episode. I love this episode. This is very much... I think I'm looking at it too deeply, saying this might be a commentary on religion and how it messes up with government or politics, but I don't think that. I mean, I'd like to think that, but it probably, It's just a kids show, but still, I thought it was pretty neat how kind of undertones there were in here. 43, Make Tracks by David Wise. Another great episode. Here we meet the character of Trax. He gets his own personal episode. He meets a guy named Julio. I think his name's Julio. But it's kind of funny to say it because the character of Trax does have a Stanford Lockjaw type accent, which is really funny. He sounds so snobbish, but he's a pretty neat character. Episode 44, Child's Play by Beth Bornstein. This episode, I really could leave this episode. I don't really care for it. It's really on the downside personally for me. I really don't give a shit for this one. This one I could leave, but it's kind of weird having Izzy from Digimon voice some of the characters in here because the voice actress, you notice her voice, it's very distinctful. Episode 45, Quest for Survival by Reed Robbins and Peter Salis. Do not remember a goddamn thing from this episode. I am sorry. Episode 46, The Secret of Omega Supreme by David Wise. This is a great flashback episode to Cybertron. We learn the origins of Omega Supreme. This massing hulk of not space station, but launch station and spaceship. And we really do find great things of that. Episode 47, The Gambler by Michael Charles Hill. Another personal favorite. If you ever seen heavy metal, then just just tits and sex in space, this is very much the kid-friendly version of the very exotic supernatural American interpretation of it, with weird aliens and neat type of gambling and stuff like that. Very 80s, very synthesizer, very awesome. It was a great character episode for Smokescreen. Kremzeek, episode 48, Kremzeek by David Wise. Megatron has made the very first Pokemon. That is all I'm saying for that one. It's awesome. Episode 49, Sea Change by Douglas Booth. Sea Spray gets a personal episode, and it gets very weird at the end, because this is another Aztecian type society fighting against an oppressor. Okay, let's see here. Triple Takeover, episode 50, Larry Strauss. Triple Takeover, if I remember this correctly, I think it was what the fuck? I think it was Starscream, Astro Train, and Blitzwing try to take over the control of the Decepticons. I have stroke. Episode 51, Prime Atomic, Flint Dillon and Buzz Dixon. I believe this is the one where Optimus Prime says, there's a booby trap that actually catches boobies, which has become infamous. But I do love that one. That's Prime Target. 52, Autobop, David Wise. This is a great episode. Somehow, the Decepticons get control of people because of a dance club, and it has Trax and Blaster. And Blaster and Soundwave get into an awesome, Sonics fight. Or what do you call it? Sound fight. It was really cool. Episode 53, The Secret of Alpha Trion by Beth Bompson. This is a really neat episode. This is where we get to see about the female Autobots, like all the other ones, and it was quite neat, and you didn't need to explain it. They're just Autobot girls, females. And here we get Alpha Trion, who hints that of Optimus Prime's father. Episode 54, The Girl Who Loved Powerglide, by David Wise. As I said before in the past, I really don't care about Powerglide, as I said, but this episode really does put away the whole type of things, my suspicions of not liking the character. It was a fun character piece. Go check it out. Episode 55, Hoist Goes to Hollywood by Earl Kress. This was a funny one. This was very much a satire on Hollywood and Hollywood things that happened there. It was a great episode, and I do like Hoist. Episode 56, The Key to Vector Sigma, Part 1 and Part 2, which is 56-57, both by David Wise. Great episode. Will be referenced later in Beast Machines. Check it out. Great stuff. And this is the one where we get the aerial bots for the first time in here. Episode 58, Aerial Assault by Douglas Booth. Another episode facing of the aerial bots. Really a character piece on them. 59, War Dawn by David Wise. I think this is the episode. I might be wrong, I might be right, where Megatron makes a deal with this terrorist and they make a giant griffin purple robot. The Trans-Europe Express by David Wise. Barely remember. If I remember that correctly, I'm not sure. They're just running all over Europe doing their robotic things. I can't remember that one that much. Episode 61, Cosmic Rust by Paul Davis. Fun episode. Very, very dark episode. Very much like, say, a very infected-like episode like in Star Trek. They get this new disease, and it's very interesting. I like that one. Episode 62, Starscream's Brigade by Michael Charles Hill. Starscream makes his own type of Autobots. I thought it was quite neat. It was a fun episode, that one. Episode 63, The Revenge of Bruticus. I probably didn't say this earlier in the other episodes, but Megatron makes his own version of car robots, and they are the Stunticons. That was the Key to Vector Sigma, and the Key to Vector Sigma, like, say, creates the sparks inside the Autobots, gives them personality, and that was the whole Bruticus. They fused together into Bruticus. There's at the end of the season, there's going to be a lot of giant robots, like Combiners, which I thought was really cool. Episode 64, Masquerade by Donald F. Glut. This was a really good episode. I'm not going to spoil anything. It was a really good one. I enjoyed this one a lot. Episode 65, the last episode of Season 2, B.O.T., Bot by Earl Kress. This one was a very kind of odd episode, a really offshoot episode, the standalone episode, that is, in which Swindle gets Swindle and the other Stunticons it's Swindle and the other, Starscream's brigade of Combaticons getting damaged, and he sells the parts, Swindle, and he has to find them back for Megatron. And it's really an odd one where these kids make a science project and they put one of the personal components inside a homemade robot and it goes crazy. It's a really weird one. An off one to kind of set off the movie that I'll be reviewing next. That was Season 2. It was fun. It was great. And I do find a lot of G1 purists probably think this is the best and end-all be-all of Transformers. My personal opinion, it's not, but it's still a great stepping stone of the Transformers universe. It is fantastic. Check it out. I am running out of time. So yeah, may the forces of darkness become confused on Radio House. Bye.